Okay.
Okay, so good morning, students. So today we're going to be going over two-step equations. And so on this drawing over here, I have a scale. And on this right side, I have 14 red dots. And so right under it, I wrote 14. And on the left pot over here, we have 2 red dots. So I put +2. And then over here on this left side of this pot, I have 3 purple circles, and each purple circle is represented by one x, and so having 3 of those is basically just having 3x. And so 3x plus 2 is what I have on this left side, and 14 is what I have on this right side. And because I want to make sure that both sides are equal, I put an equal sign. And so writing out this equation, we have 3x plus 2 equals 14. And so the first step that you're going to want to do is to make sure you want to have whatever you do on one side, you want to do to the other. And so what I first see when I look at this equation is that I can subtract 2. So I subtract 2 from this left side and from the right side. And then I'm going to be getting 3x equals 12. And so we're going to want to, so on this drawing, what I basically did was I took out these 2 red circles over here, and I also took out 2 red circles over here. And so now when I look at my drawing, I still have these 3 x's and I have 12 of these circles on the right side. And so that is basically what the equation is telling us. And you want to make sure to remember that the goal of this is to isolate x. So by isolating x, that means that x will just be the only thing on the left side, and then a value would be the only thing on the right side. So now going back to this equation that we have, what should we do? So what we're going to want to do is to only have one x on this left side. And when I look at this, my first thing that I think is that, well, I should probably, if I divide by 3 on the left side, then that means I would only get 1x. And that's what I basically want to do, because 1x is the equivalent of just plain x, and that is isolating the x. So I divide by 3 on each side, and I end up getting x equals 4. And so let's go back again to the drawing to see what that looks like. So dividing by 3 means that I'm only paying attention to 1x, and over here means that I'm taking out all these other, and I'm only left with 4 dots, as you can see over here. And so that means from our equation that our x equals 4. So that is our answer. And as you can see, just a few things to go over. You want to make sure that there is balance on both sides. Whatever you do to one side, you need to make sure to do to the other side, so that way both sides of the equation are kept balanced. And so again, these are two-step equations. So now I'm going to go over a few reminders. So we have, over here at the top, I have subtract/add. Then the next step, I have balance both sides of the equation, and then d/m, which stands for divide/multiply, and balance both sides of the equation again until isolate x. So basically, what I want you guys to do is that with each of the first letters of each of these words, to try and make a sentence with it, so that way you can remember the steps to do of how to complete a two-step equation. And so you could use S, B, D, B, I, or you could do A, B, M, B, I, or just any, basically just you want to choose one of these letters to work to try and make a sentence out so that you can remember. So I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to go over that, and I'll share you what's one sentence that I came up with. So one sentence that I came up with was Sandy bowed directly behind it. And so as you can see that there, it's the S, B, D, B, I. And so the S stands for subtract or add. B stands for balance. D is divide or multiply. And B is for balance and I is for isolate. All right, are there any questions?